Morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela and I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and yes, I'm wearing the same top as I wore in the Whips and Bits on Sunday. Now that is because I'm recording this directly afterwards, because I did say I had a few more bits to do and this is one of them. Right, so on today's Throwback Friday, right, up first we have got this week's completed whips 0504 2020. Now this one is showing you some of the items that I'd made way back then. They were I don't think they were all, any of them mine. I'm going to have to watch it myself and find out. Give me a second. Yeah, so that one has a couple of finished projects. The majority of them are other people's, and of course it was also showing you my first ever hats created on the Centro knitting machine. And what's really bad is I haven't got it back off the shelf since I made that video, or the future one showing you how to make hats, just solely because I haven't had time to spin any out. I've been too busy creating tutorials for you guys, but hopefully I will get that back out in the next week or so that I can knock out a few hats for Christmas presents for next year. Hi everybody and welcome back to the Crazy Poppy Lady. My name's Angela and today I'm going to be talking about this week's completed whips. As you can see behind me, we have got, we have got the giant unicorn pillow. Now the videos for that are a crochet along and they're already up on YouTube for you, on my channel. And the shawl behind me is the virus shawl, but I'm gonna have to call it the lockdown shawl for now because the name's a bit so as I was saying, that's actually the pattern's name is the virus shawl. I copied a video by Fibre Spider. Now for that particular shawl I used landscapes, that way, there we go, in the colourway Boardwalk. I actually used just 3.5 balls of wool on it, so it does come down quite long. Now I'm 5'8" and it comes down to my bottom, so it's quite a nice length. So to give you a closer look, I'm going to add some pictures in to the video now. Alright, I'll see you shortly. Right, I've also been having another play with my Centro, just to take, it was in between recording the videos for the unicorn, because I needed just to bring my brain back down. So I did another one of these bobble hats, as you can see, pom-pom attached to that one, and then I completed the baby one with the pom-pom as well. That has pretty much been it for me for this week because of the unicorn pillow taking so long. I've actually got another pillow case already made, so now I've got to work out what I'm going to do with it. Any ideas? Pop them below. Right, I am going to head off now, and because I think my dinner's turning up, so I will see you all soon. Take care everybody. Bye for now. Liam. Oi, Spud. What are you doing? Are you here to help me record? I don't know. What are you going to say? Are you going to talk to anyone? Or are you just going to look so cute? No. He is a cutie. Right, next, as I said, video number 2, that is Happy Day Tuesday, chat for the day. I absolutely love this episode. This was me starting to show you a little bit of my craziness. It had some happy news in, it's got some talk about upcoming patterns that I'm going to do, and the fact that I was fangirling over one of our fellow creators who, to be honest, I still fangirl over you, honey. I just don't show it as much as normal, do I? Right, also there is me talking about puppy adventures with our cute Liam and some other bits and pieces. Hello my crazies, if I could ask you a cheeky favour, before I start gabbering your ear off, if you could do me a favour and subscribe if you haven't, and like and share the video if you can, that would be absolutely amazing. And also if you could watch to the end, that would be brilliant. I do sometimes put outtakes at the end of my videos. There's no swearing in them, just me being a complete idiot. But I'll get on with the actual main video now. I'll speak to you all in a millisecond. Hello my crazies, and welcome back to Happy Day Tuesday. Well, it is Happy Day, isn't it? So I wanted to pop on again because I've got some amazing news. Sorry if I've been blasting your account with videos. Where was I? That's it. Right, I have hit a milestone. I have got my 100 subscriptions, and we managed it within a month. Thank you all so much for subscribing and sticking around. I thought it would take me a lot longer to get there, seeing as I've not really promoted the channel as yet. It's been quite growing really steady though, with me just commenting on other creators' lives, being a bit cheeky there I suppose, and I know a few of you have also done some sharing, so that has been amazing. I'm still a little in shock with that because it's been like 24 hours now since I hit that 100. Now I decided about 3 weeks ago, because everything's going a bit topsy-turvy with the world at the moment, and we all want to do our bit to keep our friends and families safe. I decided about 3 weeks ago that I wouldn't be running a 100 sub giveaway to try and encourage new subscribers or anything like that. What I was going to actually do was a shout out for the person that hit the 100 subs. Just give me a second. That's like a noisy car. Hello Mr UPS man. Goodbye Mr UPS man. Hope it's for me. Right, but anyway, sorry, getting back. So I decided I was going to do a shout out for the 100 sub, like as long as like they've got a channel where they've got stuff on it. So it was I was really sitting here fingers crossed in the hope that they did. Now I'm going to put a link down below to the person who's my 100 sub. Right, are you ready for this? Drum roll. Right, she's called Crocheting Around New Zealand. Now I know I don't have many subs. I think I'm up to about 104 now, but I'm hoping a few of you may not have come across her channel yet, so it might be an idea to have a scoot over on the link that I'm going to put below, to have a nose and see what you think. Now I think it's brilliant because she's got a brilliant mix of things. There's something really for us all. She's got a crochet video tutorials, sewing tutorials, and even a cute puppy tutorial like video, and then she's got an album labelled Glimpses Glimpses of New Zealand. Now I've had a little nose at one or two of them and they are so stunning. So I've decided once I've finished this video and any editing that it needs, I am going downstairs, I'm going to stick YouTube on my telly, I'm nicking the dog's splash pool, and I'm filling it up, and I'm sitting out on outside in my garden looking through to the telly, and I'm going to be watching a video, and then I'm basically pretending I'm going on holiday with probably snacks in one hand and a glass of something cheeky in the other, and then I'm just going to lay there and pretend that I'm on holiday, because hey, that sounds to me like pretty nice. I'm off to visit New Zealand later. Okay, so what else have I been up to today? Right, well I took Liam the dog out for his daily exercise this morning. At the moment my husband and daughter have been doing the majority of the daytime walks because they've been at home now. 'Cause we've all been in lockdown now for 23 days. because hubby had reports that a work colleague had tested positive for it, so we all went into isolation a little bit earlier than the majority of the UK. Luckily for us, I'd done a food shop the day before we went down on lockdown, so it was like my monthly food shop, so the only thing we pretty much run out of is bread. So that's a quick walk round to our local corner shop, which is only like 2 minutes up the road, and we normally grab that or anything we need from there on the way back on the walk, so whoever does the walk has to do the shop on the way back. And at the end of the day, support local, best thing you can do at the moment, because everyone's pretty much struggling, aren't they? Well, hubby, as I said, hubby normally does the exercise. Well, he's hurt his back a little bit tripping over the cat in the kitchen this morning. That fur ball sitting over there, I don't quite know if you can see her, but she's happy enough chilling there. So I did the morning walk, so about 11 we plodded off over to the nature reserve, which is literally not even 100 yards away from ours. So we've popped over there and we've gone for a little walk, and normally I just stick to 2 fields, but because it's like you've got these 2 fields, and then you've got, which is where they would normally put like the cows and the sheep, and at the moment the cows and the sheep aren't there because the whole thing got flooded and it's only just started drying out. So yeah, you've got the 2 fields, and then you've got the nature reserve section where they've got a massive bit of field that's fenced off. You can walk down by the side of it quite easily and you can see into it lovely, because it's only like a chicken wire fence, and that's got all low level all birds that sort of nest on the ground, like ground nesting, so that's why they fence that off. And that's got like a little lake and stuff there, and it's really pretty. You can see it really easily, but it means then that if there's anyone with a dog that's being a bit cantankerous, it can't get to those nests. And we've also got a heron, I think they are, a massive bird with a beautiful wingspan, and he's being a bit cheeky at the moment because he's going around nicking the koi carp out of people's ponds. Now he's done that about 2 or 3 years in a row, so by now you'd think if you've got koi carp, you put a net over them or you do something to safeguard them. But no, that tow rag is still going flying around nicking fish rather than going and finding them properly. So I got to see him today. He's absolutely stunning. He sort of flew in, had a perch for a few minutes while we walked around, kept an eye on us, and then flew off again. So that was really lovely, seeing something a little bit different to what I normally do, because I don't normally go over the nature reserve. That's normally a walk that just my husband does. So I've gone over and I've explored a bit further than where I have been previously, and so I found fresh running stream, like freshwater running stream, and the dog found it, and the dog got soaked, but the dog had fun. And then he got out and then he found the messy little puddle that there was, and he decided he was going to dunk himself in it. Now he doesn't normally go above the top of his arms, he doesn't like getting his belly wet, but for some reason me saying don't do it, you tow rag, encouraged him to dunk his entire head under and his body. And then he's come out and then he's running his ears along the floor trying to get the water out of his ears. And he decides he's going to come over, and he threatened to shake, and I just looked at him, pointed and went, get in the fresh. So he's run straight over and done that, thankfully. And then he met up with some I think they're called malamutes or malamutes. They're these massive fluffy puppies. Now these guys, they're like 9-10 years old, one of them is, and that's the mum, and then there's 2 sisters, and they are so fluffy and they are such lovely dogs. Now Liam's known them since he was a puppy, and they normally meet him when my husband's out on a walk, but I've never really met the owners before, so we kept our distance because Liam was on like a 6-metre lead, like an extendable lead, so I knew that if he couldn't reach them, I was fine as well, and they were fine. So we've come across each other, and all the dogs want to do is play and run, so we went up to a bigger open section of the field and we just let him go running. Well, of course, Liam's got a really good turn of speed and really tight turning circle, and he runs like a raving lunatic. And everyone on the estate knows if they want their dog exercised, within 5 minutes to give me a knock, and we'll go over a field and we'll just let the dogs run, because he wears them all out. So it was only about 5 or 10 minutes he was running around like a lunatic with the 3 dogs, and they were taking it in turns to try and wear him out. Then we've gone our separate ways, and I've brought him home, and he was absolutely stinking. Although he'd been in the fresh water, he still stank. So he had a bath. Now luckily now he's a good dog, so I put him in the bath and then soap him all down and rinse him all off, and today he only shook once, so it's only taken me an hour to get dry myself, whereas normally it takes me 3 or 4 hours. So yeah, so that was really nice actually. It was just having a break from the norm, because my norm has been for the last like 2 to 3 weeks, it's just been sitting here chatting to you guys, making YouTube videos, doing crocheting, and then doing a little walk in the evening. So I've not really been out of the house as much, or if I am, it's only out into the garden. Right, now for those of you that have seen my last yarn haul from Good Vibes Yarns, you'll have seen my stunned face when they sent me this yarn in a mystery box. So I'm just gonna, there we go, that way, there we go. And the papaya fluffy. Now I said on that video I didn't have a flipping Nora. No, I'm gonna keep going. Right, I'd said I didn't have an absolute Scooby is what I was going to make with it. Well, on the label it had said use a 4mm hook, and if you've been working through my unicorn pillow, you'll know I love my 4mm hook. But the problem was I couldn't actually see the hook through all the lashing, these bits, like the lashes. I just couldn't see it. So I went up a couple of hook sizes, tried again, no, ended up on a 10mm. Now you guys know I do crochet quite tight, but 10 is the biggest hook that I have at the moment. So I ended up having to go really loosely, pulling up the loops quite chunky, so quite large, so I could get them through and get it done. So as it stands at the moment, I'm just shy by this much. That's it, that's all I've got left of my second ball. And what I did was I've just done a standard ruggy type thing, but there we go. Yeah, so let's sit back a bit. There we go. That's as far as I've got safe at the moment. It's not showing up the colours as true under this light as what they are indoors. It's very mottled, I suppose. I don't know, they're not too bad. But anyway, yeah, so that was just a basic 30 chain. Yeah, 30 chain. Now it's measuring in what was it? Yeah, it's going to be about 20 inches, and by the time I finish the third ball it's going to be 15 inches wide, so it's not going to be massive, not by a long shot. I was thinking of using it as a bath rug, like bath mat, when I first started, but I don't really think it's going to be big enough for me and my husband's feet, and my 14-year-old's in a size 7, so that's not going to work either. So I'll probably end up using it as a bit of a cushion maybe for this chair, because it is really thick. So it also means that if we do get any nice sun, I'm not going to end up getting my bottom stuck to this leather chair if I decide to wear shorts. So I suppose that's pretty nifty. Right, so before I changed up to the 10mm hook, I did a bit of a search on YouTube, because Courtney from Fiberfox Studios left a message on the bottom saying that she thought it may be that 70s yarn from Lion Brand, but just in a different colour because it looks so familiar to her. Now, once I read that, I've gone a bit loopy. I've been a bit fangirly, because bless, Courtney's one of the first YouTubers that I'd come across when I first started out crocheting, because I've not really been crocheting that long. So once I moved off of Aragurumi, I was looking for other ideas and clothing, and so I'd started watching her tutorials in the hopes that maybe one day I'd be able to copy one. But at that point in time, I didn't know a lot about yarn, and to be honest, I still don't, and I can't work out the comparisons between this one and that one. So it's just a case of, if I manage to get hold of a Lion Brand yarn like I have managed to do, then I'll then go searching for a tutorial that uses that, so that I can go, oh, I've made it. So well, anyway, Courtney had stuck a message on saying about that, so off I've gone searching, and then I put a comment on, and I've openly admitted to fangirling, which is really strange because I didn't think in my 40s I'd be fangirling over somebody that does crochet. But then I never did the fangirling with bands or anything, so hey, it's new to me. So I have literally been buzzing for about 3 or 4 days now with Courtney. She is my go-to girl if I'm feeling a bit blur. I normally jump onto her channel and I watch one of her videos that she does that's called Tales from the Truck. Now the reason I do that is because she's got the most amazing and infectious giggle. Excuse me a minute, that's Gobby, me dog. Liam, chill. So I got the window open. But yeah, she's got such an infectious giggle that it pulls you out of any bad mood that you're in. It really does. So that was my good news number 2 for the week. First being 100 subscribers, and my second being Courtney sort of commenting on my video. She thinks she's gonna make me unicorn as well. I can't wait to see it. It's bound to be 10 times better, but I love it. So let me think, what else have been going on for today? Right, so let's go for a couple of projects that I'm hoping to get a tutorial out for you. Now they are literally thoughts in process at the moment, and as you've noticed, sometimes my brain works and sometimes it doesn't. So at the moment I'm working on possibly a top, or oh, what are they called? I can't even think. So right, another thing I've been working on are these daisies. I'm not too sure about the way they're joined at the moment, but at the moment it's turning into a bit of a hippie headband for me. Maybe next week I'll wear that. But my plan is to make some daisies and incorporate them into maybe a lightweight summer poncho, or a top or something like that. But it is literally that early in the process. So I've got the design for these, but this isn't the finish. This is like the mock 1 and 2, and I think I'm on about mock 10 or 11 now. Just for the daisies, so the top might take a while yet. And then my other one is this monstrosity, or massive item. At the moment it just looks like a giant blanket, but I'm hoping that once it's finished it's going to end up being a roll neck jumper. But it's been made with the ombre yarn, the knit pearl ombre yarn that I got from Aldi's. Now I've only got one complete ball left and the rest is odds and ends and all blue, So it might be a case of it being the roll neck and the sleeves, and anything else that's added is just going to be blue, because I can't be doing with ordering another Aldi's yarn. I go a bit doolally on those, don't I? But well, that's going to be a winter project, end of summer project now, so the video for that one won't be coming out anytime soon. We're looking at probably end of September, I suppose, beginning of November. I'll try and get it out end of September, so then it gives you a chance to knock it out yourself, so you've got a nice chunky one for when it's cold and snowy. And apologies to anybody that's sitting in snow at the moment saying, I wish you'd make it now, Ange. But right, so that's pretty much it for me, I think. Yep, so just chatting to you about my dog walk and just me bits and pieces like that, and it is literally just trying to find something smiley and happy to keep going through the day. Right, so I'm gonna head off now. Stay safe, everybody, stay in, and don't go as crazy as me. Goodbye for now.
One question, Courtney, have you finished the pillow yet? Because I know you was planning to make a load of them, but you'd run out of yarn and you hadn't managed to find any to match in your local stores, because of course it was locked down back then for you guys. Have you managed it yet? If you have, send me that picture, because I am desperate to see how gorgeous your ones have turned out. Now, over this last year, or nearly year, I've had shout outs coming out sort of normally during lives. It's like, oh, go and jump on Angie's channel, or Angie or Poppy's channel, she is a raving lunatic. They're the sort of shout outs I get, and I absolutely love it, and there is so many of you guys to list, so I have listed them over time. And this was when I got a shout out that I really wasn't expecting in this next video. It is called Crazy Reacts to her first shout out. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to spoil it for you, because it is another one of them isn't that cute moment. It's super cute and me getting all embarrassed, but I absolutely loved it, so I thought I would show you that one too.
Recording. Hiya. Right, so Fiberfox food, right, so get my brain in gear, Ange. Fiberfox Studios has just put up a new episode of Tales from the Truck, giant unicorn pillow, and another top of my yarn haul. So I'm going to watch it, because I've got a feeling I'm going to be chuffed as out. So I'm just going to leave this running while she chats.
Hey everybody, it's Courtney, Fiberfox Studios, and today I have a few things to talk to you guys about. Hope everybody is doing great. I am, of course, at work. So we are doing our normal weekly Tales from the Truck, and on this episode, I first want to start out by showing you guys a tutorial that I'm going to watch and make several of. So I wanted to show you something that I found from the Crazy Poppy Lady, and I'm going to insert a picture here.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
How cute is that? When I saw that tutorial, and I have watched them and I can follow them, so I wanted to let you guys know, and I'm going to link the tutorial down below. There's it's a multi-part, but I'm going to link part 1 down below in case any of you guys are interested in giving that a shot. I know not everybody makes tops, and that's what my next few tutorials are going to be, other than the mosaic. So when I saw that, though, I was like, it is adorable, and I love it. The tutorial is really good. I can follow it. Hopefully you guys.
Thank you for telling me that, because I wasn't sure.
One for my niece, whose birthday is coming up next month in May, and then I'm going to make another one for my other niece, and then I'm going to make one for one of my girls because I know that she would
3.
like it, and maybe I might have to make a 4th one
For yourself?
for my other daughter. So,
oh, okay.
I thought the
So you need
tutorial was
5.
just the
5,
best.
one
It
for
was
you.
so cute. I've not seen anything like that, so I just fell in love with that unicorn pillow. So I'm going to be making some of those. And then, beyond that, I am also working on, like I said, you know, my top. I'm wearing the top. It's going to be called the Mercedes crochet top. I'm wearing it today. Hopefully you guys can see. This one has sleeves.
Hi.
I filmed part...
Let's pop her on pause a minute. Oh my gosh. That's my first tutorial out. And she's going to make 4. Maybe 5. Might be able to talk her into another one. But I can't wait to see them. Now, she's saying that she can understand my videos, which is brilliant, because I was really worried that not many people would get it because I'm stumbling quite a bit, especially in those earlier videos. I'm stumbling quite a bit when I'm trying to discuss it, which is why I've been putting the pattern underneath. So, oh, I'm all shaky still. Right, I'm going to jump off and I will see you all later.
And last up, one to make you giggle. It is when things go lopsided. It is my papaya, or however we say that, but I call it papaya fluffy yarn. Now this yarn is pretty much identical to that 70s yarn by Lion Brand. So if you've ever worked with that 70s yarn, you know what a toe rag it is to work and to frog. But I thought you would appreciate this video, and it is another one of them giggle moments.
Hello my crazies. Right, today I'm on a different camera, so that's why you can see boxes on the top of my wardrobe. And yes, they do contain more yarn, but that's a stash for another day. That's something I'll talk about then, not today. Right, I've made a ginormous boo-boo. You know, my rug that I've been making, or whatever it's going to be. Oh, yesterday I was struggling a bit and I'm thinking, crikey, this is hurting my hands. I'll put it down, I'll come back to it tomorrow. Now, I've managed to get through the second ball of yarn by this point. Today I've got on and I'm like, this really doesn't feel right. This hook's just not working as well as the first hook, like the hook did the day before. You up for your giggle? That was my first hook. You remember I was saying it was 10mm? This is the issue with buying cheap from China. That was a hook I was using yesterday. Oh, come on in. Focus in. I jumped from my 10 to my 6 because I hadn't bothered checking the hook size. What a dumback. So, I'm now frogging back that entire ball. That's as far as I've got so far. I just hope that I can recrochet it before the cat finds it. If not, there is going to be some wicked pictures put on in a bit. So I just thought I'd jump on, tell you that, give you a bit of a giggle, and show you it's not too awkward, even crocheting it with a 6mm to have it undone. If it does get a bit iffy, it's just a case of giving it a bit of a wiggle. So it's not a bad section of review, is it? Right, I will speak to you all later. Okay, I've nearly finished frogging it back. I've got that much left. I can't seem to find my stitch when I get going, so it looks like I'm challenging the cat not to sit on my yarn pile, and I really hope that I can get this done before the end of this evening. I'll see you all later. Keep everything crossed for me. One good thing I can say
about this yarn is I've just ripped back the 3 balls that I'd used, or nearly 3 balls, and that is it for the amount of fluff that's come out. That is it. So I've had no eyelashes come off, and just that. And I think that was really from me taking off a bit of the feathering as I'm going, where I was ripping out the last section, like that section that was really tight. Right, as I said, I'm getting back to it. I'll see you all later. Finally, I'm back with you. I've been going about 2 hours on this now. I ended up frogging it all the way back, right to the beginning. So I had a mountain of yarn stacked on the bed by the side of me. I'll pop a picture in here. So here we go. This is what it's ended up being. Now I've still got a bit of yarn, so I am going to play chicken and hope I can get another row out of it before I actually do the measurements, and I'll give you the full measurement then of how big I managed to get 3 balls using a 10mm. Right, I'll be back with you in a moment. Wish me luck. I need it. I thought I'd let you watch along and you can egg it on whether you want it to work or not. So I'm on 9, 10, 11, 12. It's all about feeling the next space rather than seeing it. Now you're gonna have to look at it from the reverse, but literally find the gap and stab the thing. Oh, I've forgotten what number I was on. Give me a minute. I'm recording to find, rewinding to find out. No, I kept going while I was talking, and I can't work out how many I managed to do. Frog it back a go. But I suppose on a good point, at least I put a stitch marker, left a stitch marker in the turning chain and actually in the stitch, so that if I did have to frog it back because there wasn't going to be enough, I didn't have to frog it right back to the beginning. Please work, please work. Yes, brilliant. Right, I'll see you when I get a bit closer to the end. I can't talk and crochet. Brain's just not working like that today. Must be the sun. See you in a minute. Right, I'm on 21. Don't ask, I've not looked. 22, 23, 24. It's meant to be 30. I've done this row twice because I got interrupted. No, I can't leave the corner off. Okay, so I'm gonna strip this one back again. Thankfully the marker's in there somewhere. And I'll do a final measurement on the 3 balls. I'll speak to you in a bit. Right, I'm back with you now. I've had to find a really strange sewing needle, so I've used the one off the Centro. Yeah. The good thing about it is that when you tie in your ends and you weave them in and stuff, you haven't got to really worry about cutting the end and making it look all neat and tidy because you can't find it. I'll show you what I mean in a second. It's brilliant. Oh yeah, so because I'd sort of started doing it, but I hadn't pulled it all the way through on one end, luckily, so there was a bit of a loop that I managed to find. But once it's done, there is going to be no way I'm going to be able to find this end. So I think as a plus, that is a mega plus, because I hate sewing. I hate sewing in ends. I think we all do, secretly. Any of us that say otherwise are fibbers, or more crazy than me. Go through. There we go. So yeah, the end is around here somewhere. I've lost it. So it was as a ball to use. Oh, I found it. Yeah, as a ball, yarn to use. It is super fluffy, really quite, once it's worked up, it's really got some weight behind it as well. And don't put it on your legs when it's sunny outside, because it's like a thermal blanket. So I think really this would be ideal if you live in really colder parts, or out in the middle of nowhere and your heating or whatever mucks up. Make yourself a blanket out of this stuff, or even a jumper or something, or a jacket. And it's quite it feels quite airy breathy, but it is so thick and chunky. And that was just worked up in basic stitch with a chain at the end just to turn. Right, I'm going to go and measure it, see what it ended up coming in at. See you in a second. Right, so I didn't do too bad at the guesstimation earlier on. It has actually come in at 15 by 19 and a half. So that was just down to my second starting chain being a bit tighter, I think, than the first time. I'm going to give it a test in a bit under my bottom to see if it helps my bum not stick to the leather chair. But I have a feeling it's probably going to help me burn some fat away with sweat rather than anything else. So for me, it might be a case that my cat's got herself a new bed, but knowing her, she'll end up pushing the dog onto it and nicking his bed like she normally does. Right, so out of the two balls, oh, feels like a lot more now, but that's pretty much all I've got left. Now, I haven't bothered weighing it or anything, but what I do plan to do is keep hold of it. It's not going to go in the bin. It'll either be my daughter will use it for an art project, or I might end up using it for eyelashes on the next big unicorny type project, like a big cushion or something. I'll find some use for it. Right, so I will see you all later. I hope this made you giggle. Ta-ra for now. Stay safe.
And oops, I still haven't told you about that stash on the top, or have I? No, I think I have actually. It'll just be a video that I will point you to later on in this series. Right, I really hope you enjoyed this look back, and I thought by sticking the videos into this video, it would make it easier for you, so you're not having to bounce to and fro to see what on earth I was going on about. So hopefully I'll be able to do something similar to this video for next week and the weeks after. If a video is far too long or it is for a tutorial, I will only link the first section of it. I won't link the whole thing, because then it'll be 15 hours long. Right, but anyway, I'm gonna head off now. I will see you all really soon, so please, if you can, stay in and definitely stay safe. Ta-ra for now.